Hey everyone, Jim T. Graham with RC Group's FlyingGiants.com, and today we're on a special mission. We are deep in the woods of Georgia. Jason Cole and I have been driving all day. We were hungry and thirsty, but we found a chicken place right down the road. And then the craziest part is as I was getting lost, we pulled up to a light, and these guys pulled up right next to us in our truck and luckily directed us to the new location of the merge of two 3D companies, 3D RC airplane companies. Everybody's been talking about it. There's been speculation out on the web, and so the goal today is to get with these guys and get the skinny and let you know exactly what's going on. These three men who you may or may not know of Extreme Flight and 3D Hobby Shop, Noel, Ben, and Chris, and we are here to how would you describe what we're going to do? We're just going to drop the bomb?
Dispel the myths.
Yes? What else, Ben?
Make new myths. Make better
We're
myths.
making myths.
Making better myths. Some true.
So I'm going to hand this over to you. And Chris, I want you to explain. And if you guys want to interject, just wave a little bit. And we're going to talk about what exactly is going on.
All right. This started one evening at Joe Nall 2 years ago. Sitting around, we always hang out together, always have, much to the dismay of the two camps of fanboys. But we've always been great friends and always hung out, and we're really invested in this. We're so deep now, both of us are, that there's no getting out of it. We realize we're going to have to ride this out to retirement. So we'd both start thinking about, what can we do? We're doing something similar. We're putting a lot of effort into it. What if we brought all our brain pool together and our resources and tried to pull this together into one functioning unit and take it to the next level, which obviously we're going to have to do if we're going to be able to ride this out to retirement and be able to get out of this alive and with something to go on in our final years. So
you're in Georgia and you're based out of Texas.
And Pennsylvania, but that's been a big part of this, is bringing everything together in one place. And this is the place. This is the new Extreme Flight Mega Warehouse, which, as you can see behind us, is not even, we're just in the process of filling it up. Trailers are still arriving, some from Pennsylvania, some from Texas, some from other parts of Atlanta, and we hope it's going to be big enough when it's all done. It may be big enough.
And so my first question was, what is the name of this going to be? Are you going to take the two names and slam them together? And so you've already said the name, but basically it's Extreme Flight.
it is the Extreme Flight family of brands. So Extreme Flight is our parent company and obviously a brand name. 3D Hobby Shop will remain a brand under that. We also have a few new brands that we're introducing. We have Aces High, which will be our Warbird line.
Okay.
We have Legacy Aviation, which is general aviation aircraft and sport aircraft. We have Speed Freak, which is speed aircraft, racing planes. The Electric Outlaw is actually going to be the first release in that. We've got a lot of new stuff in the pipeline for that brand. Our motor and speed controller line is going to morph into Extreme Power. And did I overlook anything there?
No, that's the whole program. What we've done in the process of the merger is we're building a family of brands that can go out into all the places in the industry that we've always wanted to go, and where people have asked us to go and expect us to go, but neither company on its own, could ever catch its breath long enough to do these expansions. And what we found is by bringing the companies together, bringing the labor pool together and the resources, that suddenly, we can. Now we can go and investigate these areas. So like with scale aircraft, non-3D airplanes, that's been something on both of our minds for a long, long time. And there was nothing really to get either company off center, because it's always, these aircraft are really popular. 3D aircraft are popular, precision aircraft are popular, and there's never a chance to catch your breath. Well, we've invented that. We've been laying pretty low for the last year. This has been a lot of underground skunk works activities going on, and during that time, we've finally pushed out into these other parts of the market. So it's a big deal to us.
And so everything's going to work out of this warehouse. You have offices in the front, and so you're going to have people on the phone and people taking orders, and you're going to ship out of here as well?
Yeah, this will be the central location. In the future, you can look probably for some help on the West Coast as well as Canada. We're going to have a dedicated distributor in Canada, and as well as our network of dealers throughout Europe and Asia that are already established. So it will be global for all this new product.
And so the beauty of all this is that we're going to have your line of planes and your line of planes, and now we have everybody working together to create even more, all, from your scale to your 3D to your sport. And then am I hearing that we're going to have outrunners, speed controllers, are we going to have LiPos, all that good stuff?
Well, all of the electronics now are under its own brand name. So there's a new entity, which we're going to be introducing as time goes on. That takes a little longer. Building that requires more backroom skunkworks research to work that part of it out. So we're not ready to release any specifics yet, but what we're going for is first-rate, top-quality, feature-laden power solutions for all of our products. And we'll start with that, and then we're moving on to control solutions for all of our products. And that'll be coming as time goes on. These things will be coming out of the company. We don't have any hard release dates for that because, like I said, that requires a lot of testing and a lot of work in the back room.
Is extremeflightrc.com, is that going to be the main URL now, and then your URL would port into that?
Oh yeah, we'll do all of those internet tricks. We'll have various pointers that all come into the main site, and there's a lot of web stuff that's coming, and that'll be after Joe Null. That'll be in the month after Null. We'll be introducing all that. Noel's managing all of that, and he's been working feverishly on it. But extremeflightrc.com will be the main portal for all of the products, in the same way that Extreme Flight is the parent company for all of the brands.
Gotcha. So Skunkworks, let's talk about the sexy. I hear that you have some planes that we are going to walk around and check out and be able to reveal to everyone out there.
Absolutely. We'll make our way over to the secret underground bunker. You guys are going to have to be hooded, of course, before we go in, but we'll get you in there briefly.
Won't be the first time we've been hooded.
And yeah, we'll check out the new stuff.
Hey everybody, we're 10 stories below ground level, and we've been granted access to the Extreme Flight RC Skunkworks lab. Everything that they've been working on for the past 10 months, just about everything, is down in the basement. So let's come on down and we're going to take a look and let them tell us about it. Chris Henson, Ben Fisher,
Welcome.
surrounded by awesomeness. So guys, tell us about this bird that you're leaning against. This thing is just stupendous.
Yep. So this is a 3D Hobby Shop 106-inch Edge 540, which is a 35% aerobatic airplane that we've been building for a while. To pioneer this new covering process, where we have full artistic freedom, we asked our artist, Aaron Bates, to create a scheme. We said, create something that's classic and futuristic at the same time. So he created this scheme, which he calls the atomic weight of awesomeness. And it's a vintage hot rod meets warbird meets carbon fiber explosion.
And if you look, it almost looks like there's airbrush on these flames.
Yeah, it's actually a bunch of old hot rod custom painting techniques like pinstripe flames and airbrush accents applied to complete new tech patterns, colored carbon fiber looks, different things. Anyway, this is sort of the culmination of about 9 months of work to bring this type of covering process to life. There's been a lot of ups and downs. Getting something like this to this level has required a lot of work, a lot of experimentation with schemes, experimentation with process. But now we're ready to show it to the world, and we're very proud of it. What do you think about it, Jim?
You said this isn't going to be a production model, but I don't know if anyone can see this and not make you sell it.
Well, they can make an offer on it, but
well, the scheme itself is just too cool.
Oh, it's now that we know how to do this, now that the process is just about perfected, there'll be a lot of schemes like this.
Can we crack the top and take a look inside?
Oh, absolutely. What we've done inside is we've just refined the construction method a little bit. This is part of the cross-pollination now of the larger team. We have more strategic carbon. The structure has been upgraded a little bit. The structure in the wings has been upgraded a little bit. And yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this turned out. I think this is a worthy demonstrator to show the world how far we've come in less than a year.
And this will be on the ground at Joe Nall and in the air, I guess,
On the
right?
ground and in the air at Joe Nall.
Awesome. It's crazy.
One point I'd like to make, Jim T, about it, you know, we're going in a lot of new directions with the company now, obviously going into the warbird area, sport aircraft, speed aircraft, but we didn't want our core followers that have been customers and loyal to us for years to think that we're getting away from the 3D thing. You know, if
Gotcha.
anything, we're taking it to the next level. We're really working hard to push the technology with the airframe, the covering, the looks, the performance. So we haven't left behind our core guys. We're pushing it forward as much as possible.
And one thing that I brought up in the truck, my question was, you know, when you get an airplane that everybody wants to buy, the problem is having it in stock. And so now that you guys have joined forces, Ben and I...
Oh my gosh, warehousing is going to get so much better. This is going to be a big deal, particularly by bringing all of the 3D Hobby Shop products and all the new products into the Extreme Flight global warehousing system. You know, people don't even know. You don't even know yet what a big deal this is, having all these products as part of one global warehousing system. I'm just like excited, giddy. I'm so excited at how great this works. So it'll probably take, I guess, until Christmas time probably before everything's integrated into the one global warehousing system. But we started out with Atlanta with the new super warehouse, the Mega US warehouse. And now as all the products funnel into the same global warehousing system, in stock is going to be so much better. It's going to be great. I'm excited about it.
So we're looking at the giant scale bird here, but also behind us for guys that aren't giant scale pilots, we have this new 40 size electric that really looks like something I need to purchase. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Let me go grab this one over here.
Sure. I know a lot of you guys lusted after the Bigfoot plane, and this is the little brother, I guess, the Littlefoot.
Yeah, so this is one of the first airplanes that we're doing for the new Legacy Aviation brand. So we needed a brand just for the general aviation and sport aircraft, because that is in its own right, it's already a business that we're putting a lot into. It's going to be a big ARF company on its own. We're releasing showing 3 separate aircraft for Legacy at Joe Nall this year. So this is the Littlefoot. This is a miniature version of the Bigfoot, 53 inches in wingspan, flies on 3S or 4S 2200, 6 servos because it does have flaps, and it is a straight-ahead, fun bush plane just like the big one. The big one will also be back soon in improved form as a Legacy aircraft, and then we're also showing the larger turbo bush plane and the turbo crop duster as Legacy aircraft at Joe Nall.
We'll take a look at the larger turbo in just a second, and then all the power systems, ESCs, motors, all that stuff you're going to have in stock and available for.
There will be power combos available. And these two airplanes both take advantage of the new print technology as well. If you see, they've been weathered and worn. There's a lot of scale detail in them.
I saw the weathering, and I thought you just had been flying it a lot up here.
Oh yeah, they're out of the box. These come with a lot of detailing, gas caps, all sorts of different colors in the scheme. We're not limited by the colors of covering material anymore. We're not limited by the way covering lays down or sometimes peels up, as people know. So we've got a lot more freedom. Again, these are schemes that were done for us by Aaron Bates. We asked for a military SAR scheme for one and a classic bush plane for the other, and they're really, I think they're just gorgeous. And these are prototypes. So we'll be flying these around. We'll be letting people fly them, and then they have a few more tweaks and a few more improvements, and then they'll be ready for production soon.
So here's how fresh these planes are. How hot out of the oven. We just named the airplane mere minutes ago. So what's the name of the plane?
This is the Turbo Bushmaster from Legacy Aviation. This plane was designed for us by Cody Wojcik, one of our team pilots. We've all gotten into the bush plane craze lately. It's just so much fun to go out and fly with crow set up and flaps and big old tires and just a whole different style of aerobatics. A lot of fun. So Cody did a great job on the design of this. It's super light for its size. It's 84-inch wingspan. This one is just shy of 8 pounds. The good thing, these airplanes fly on the same power system as our 60-inch aerobatic planes. 6S setup, single 6S battery, 33 to 3800 milliamp. Good 6 to 8 minutes of flight time depending on throttle. Easy access hatch on the top. Really easy to put together. Maybe a slightly more involved than the typical aerobatic planes we sell, but
And these are the actual schemes that
these are the actual schemes. And again, we'll have these at Joe Nall Flying. We're going to have one on floats as well. We will sell a float kit for them. And going to be having a blast. Look for us on the flight line at Joe Nall and come get a pull on one of them.
What pilots are you going to have out there?
I want some
All our
steak
team
time.
pilots. You got it. All of our team pilots will be there. Everybody associated with the company, so we'll be out there having a ball.
Yeah, and maybe we'll talk more about these at the party on Wednesday night.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, what else we got down here?
All right.
Everyone loves a slick.
Everyone loves a slick. So this is the next generation slick. This is a 44-inch 3S 2200 park flyer. This is simple, straight ahead, strong, light. Slicks have always been good to us. This is a completely redesigned one. The styling, we've improved that. Obviously, this gorgeous printed covering scheme. Again, artwork by Aaron Bates. This is
a Slick 580.
yeah, exactly right. This is the Slick 580. The 580 is, of course, the biggest, baddest opposed six in the air racing world today. So this is our version of a slick. If someone ever puts a 580 in a full-scale slick, it'll be just like this, I promise.
You said this is the future of park flyers.
Well, the future is here now. I mean, this is now, like I was telling you earlier, this is where park flyers are at. Balsa Wood park flyers have come a long way. And I mean, you know, I love Balsa Wood park flyers. I mean, I've got a long history with them. I got into the RC business as a dealer for extreme flight Balsa Wood park flyers.
Because they're rigid and they're crisp.
Yeah, that's always been, you know, I've always loved it. And that's how I got into the business. And Balsa Wood park flyers are what we've, you know, sold thousands of them over the years and tens of thousands of them. And I like the size. We like the whole concept of a super high performance park flyer. And I think this is probably the highest technology example that's ever existed in Balsa Wood park flyers. And this is going to be, this is virtually production level. We have a few little tweaks we're going to throw on it. Those are already figured out. So what people are seeing here, this is essentially a production model. And these will be in the warehouse ASAP.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we have the park flyers, but we don't want everyone to forget that you guys are giant scale company. So here we have it.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. This is something that we're working on at the moment, but it's going so well. I think we'll see this before too long. So this is a 79-inch Slick 580, which puts it right in an interesting size. Over the last several years, we all know that 50cc airplanes have gotten so big and they're so draggy now because they have so much wingspan, so much area, the fuselages are so large that they're not really 50cc airplanes anymore. Now they're 60cc airplanes, and now they're 70cc airplanes. So what we needed to do, which we've done here, is create a true 50cc airplane again. So this is a true 50cc airplane in that a 50cc is extremely high performance in an airplane this size.
Did we talk about the weight?
Well, the weight's less than 14 pounds. How's that?
Wow.
So a 50cc hauls it around really well. And of course, it would be a very, very light aircraft on, say, a DA-35, because as we all know, there's not a lot of difference in performance between a DA-35 and a DA-50. But we figure there's a lot of 50cc's in a lot of drawers and a lot of toolboxes out there in the world, and people really need a good state-of-the-art, high technology, high performance airplane to fly them in. So this is something that we're working on at the moment, but like I said, it's going very well. So I think that we'll get this in the warehouse before too long.
It's crazy looking, for sure. Hey everybody, my old friend and longtime running buddy to shows, Jerry L. Smith, 9-time fun fly world champion, friend of both of us. He's about as southern can be, was the original designer of the Outlaw, and it looks like you've taken this Outlaw and added some meth.
Absolutely.
So tell us what you got here.
Well, one of our new brands is called Speed Freak. I first got into RC, I was all about speed. You know, everything I built was about going as fast as possible, and I enjoyed that for a few years. And Ben, same thing. We're into high performance stuff, and that includes fast airplanes. So in coming together, we decided, we need to have a product line that caters to the people that are into the fast stuff, and there's a lot of us out there. We've had the Outlaw Glow version on the market for several years. We purchased the design from Jerry, and it's done extremely well for us. But we find more and more recently that people are converting them to electric.
Sure.
Because nobody flies Glow anymore. Very few people fly Glow. And seen some guys do some interesting things to convert them and get batteries in them. And so we wanted to make it really easy to get a variety of battery packs in it. We are going to sell the airplane and have available our own power system for it. We've clocked this at just shy of 160 miles an hour with GPS on the stock setup here.
That sounds scary.
It's a 6S setup. We're running 3,300 6S packs in there, 80 amp speed controller, and this new prototype motor.
Will it still do the spins?
It'll still do all the crazy stuff, Kentucky Pile Driver and WAD and all that stuff that Jerry's known for. But it's easy and clean and easy to launch by yourself. You don't have to try to start it by yourself and launch it by yourself. You just hit go and it takes off out of your hand and away you go.
2 days ago, Jerry emailed me and said, "Are you going to Joe Nall?" And I told him we were, and how awesome would it be if he was there and he got his fingers on this thing.
Yeah, I talked to Jerry a couple weeks ago, and he was making up his mind about coming, so hopefully we'll see him there.
Tell me about the canopy or the way to get in there.
We've got a couple of ducts here that actually route air over the speed controller and into the battery compartment. Real easy access, one hatch latch.
Oh, I see.
We pull off, battery's right there, all the internals. Put it right back on and you're ready to go.
There's nothing better than easy access, and there's nothing worse than access that's a pain in the ass.
Exactly. This makes it really easy. Quick battery change out, you're back in the air.
All right. And are there other Speed Freak planes coming down the line?
There certainly are. We were hoping to have one here to show it and all. Didn't quite make it. We're unveiling 14 airplanes, so at some point you got to say enough is enough.
That is a lot of saturation.
Roll.
No, when I was a kid, just a few pastures away was an airfield for a crop dusting company. And that's probably that in the airport that was a little farther away, the reasons I got into RC, because I saw it since I was a little kid.
You saw it low.
I've actually had the T-tops out in the 80s, because I had T-tops, and got crop dusted, which is why I am the way I am today.
So this explains a lot now.
Yeah, I was dusted.
What you inhaled.
So tell us about this little piece of cool.
Well, this is our legacy aircraft, 65-inch turbo duster. And just like you said, we're all enamored with crop dusters just because we've all seen them. And this is a project that we've all wanted to do and thought this was a good legacy aircraft, general aviation aircraft. So,
And does it come on floats? Is that the standard issue? Or?
floats are going to be an option. Obviously, you'll see the fixed gear and the floats as well. But in the crop dusters are also good firefighting. Yeah.
Right. And it's a 6S bird?
6S, yep. 65-inch. We didn't make it to 3D, but
Right. So the availability on this, when will they hit the shelves?
I know you're putting me on the spot. We're
Soon?
hoping in the next 2 months we should start seeing them.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty sweet.
Yeah. So yes, we're excited about this. Big old access.
Y'all going to trademark that term, big O access,
Big old
OLE?
access. So as Jason's showing there, you can see it, full flaps, and this is a lot of fun with the flaps down and
Low and slow. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you're watching this video today, you may be watching it when it comes out, which is the same day these guys announce all of these airplanes that they're releasing. And so everything you're seeing is brand new. And this, out of the 14 planes you're going to have on the grass at Joe Nall, which is insane. This has got to be the biggest one.
Indeed it is. This is actually a V2 re-release of the original 110-inch Yak. That airplane came out about 8 years ago. It was one of our best sellers, really popular airplane. You saw them everywhere at the fly-ins. Anyway, when we originally built it, the 100cc engine was about the biggest thing around to put on it for this size airplane, obviously, and that evolved into a 120cc. Then we had a bunch of nuts that were putting 150cc's on it, so we decided it's probably time to pull it off the market, do some re-engineering on it, add some of the components that are in the EXP series aircraft, carbon spars, more shear webbing, carbon longerons, basically all the upgrades we've done on the other EXP airplanes. To prove that this all works, I've crammed a 150 in the front of this one, which it can be done. It's not really the recommended engine. I would still recommend folks put a 120cc on it, but for the truly power hungry, a 150 will fit in there, and it is reinforced to handle that. Anyway, we've been getting phone calls and emails. When are you bringing the plane back? When does it come back? Well, it's coming back soon. We're going to have it out flying there at Jonah all week, and shortly thereafter.
I can't imagine what this thing sounds like. So let me ask you a question. You and I go back to, I think I've known you as long as you were in the business.
Yeah.
And you sent me a pink balloony 3D plane way back then.
Yeah.
It was one of the first 6 or so.
The Mini 3D. It was the very first airplane. And the story of that, it came about in a weird way. I went to China with a bunch of borrowed money to start this business, and got royally screwed right off the bat.
Yes.
And
you're lucky that no one died at Toledo.
Exactly, and to keep some cash flow going, those airplanes were offered to me at a really good price, and they were a great flying little airplane. Not a huge fan of the pink, but some of the best things in life are pink. So anyway, it turned out to be a really good seller for us, and kind of put us on the map with 3D. And then shortly thereafter, we started getting our own designs in. So.
And I bring that up to say, bring yourself all the way back to that one airplane that you're distributing to now. Could you imagine that you would go from that to this?
Well, that was always the vision, from the beginning. Obviously it's taken a long time, a lot of lessons learned, and a lot of money lost. But I'm just really excited about this new venture, working with these guys. They're stellar, really smart guys, a lot of good ideas, and I'm really excited about the future.
We're excited that you and Ben and Noel invited us down here to take a look at all this so we could share it with all the FG and RCG users. We have Giant Scale and we have Park Flyers, and you're just offering a plate full of great airplanes for a lot of different pilots. I'm anxious to see your Scale Warbird and the schemes that you're working up with that. But thank you from not only just us, but from all the guys out there that are watching this video and can't wait to grab some of these airplanes. But thank you guys for doing what you're doing. I know that being an RC it's a labor of love sometimes, and if you're lucky, you can actually do it for a living. So congratulations at doing both.
Well, thanks so much, and we're honored to be working with you guys to deliver this inaugural presentation to the modeling community. You were our first choice. Obviously, been around forever, well respected in the community, and our first source for information for sure. So there was no question who was going to get the exclusive.
We're excited to be here, and we're excited to show everybody all this stuff. So check it out. There'll be more coming. This is just hey, we're in the basement. Take a look at what is here right now, and there's more to come on FG and RC Groups. So stay tuned. Thank you, guys.